Hi, my name is Dick Emahiser, and I am accepting the Thayer Tutt Award for volunteerism, the greatest volunteerism award for hockey, and for my husband Dick, or affectionately known as Emmy. I know Dick would be so excited to win this award. Dick had a passion, and his passion was hockey. And the other thing he would be so excited about, especially if we didn't have the pandemic on, was he was going to get to go on a trip to Colorado Springs and see the Grand Canyon, whatever else. This winter, he was going crazy with being at home. So we'll just make him think that he's in Colorado with us now. Well, the first thing I want to tell you is how I met Dick. Dick was hired to be an assistant hockey coach in Eden Prairie in 1972. He also became a physical education school teacher at Forest Hills, the school I was already teaching at. The previous year, I was kidding around and told my principal I would really like to have him hire somebody that I could date and marry. Well, I went to the back to school meeting that year, and who was there? The new hockey coach. I knew what my vision was that year, and it had nothing to do with hockey. Dick and I dated that year, and along with a lot of support from staff, Dick found out I was really a treasure and decided to marry me. I grew up in Iowa. I did not know anything about hockey, so this was a little bit of a rude awakening how much time hockey took. But I didn't realize he wasn't always working, he was also volunteering. So some of his volunteering with the hockey team was getting to meet the hockey board, find out what they wanted to do. This was the Eden Prairie Hockey Board. And those guys, I wish I could remember all your names. I remember Tom Stryker, Dave Anderson, Tom Ellingson, and there was a million other, well, not a million because Eden Prairie was a little town. But you all helped. You were volunteering, but you were teaching Dick how to be a volunteer. All of a sudden, we needed to build a hockey rink. Dick was a good builder. He could do that. Then we needed to flood the hockey rink. Well, once again, we need some volunteers. The kids who are playing hockey get to come and help flood. Doesn't make any difference that it's late at night, and you better bring maybe your parents along to help you flood too. Then, if it snowed, you couldn't practice if there was snow on the rink. So here you go volunteering again, and you're shoveling. Also, we did not have an arena close to us. So the closest arenas were probably 7 miles away, and you had to usually have early or late practices because you weren't the home team. So that meant a lot of volunteerism to get everybody up, and Dick had to get his driver's license because that would save money for the school district. I shouldn't say not his driver's license, his bus driver's license, to get the kids to and from these hockey practices. So as time went on, and probably a very short time, the hockey board also wanted Dick to develop things for youth, because Eden Prairie was a little town back then, and we were not in the District 6 conference, which was prestigious for all of the other bigger towns around us. And so Dick started doing coaches clinics, going to youth team practices, teaching the coaches different drills and ways to connect with their kids. And for the one thing that's the most important, making learning fun. Dick was dedicated to hockey. He was passionate about hockey. He could do this. As time went on, He started doing clinics for the coaches in Minnesota. I wish I could remember the name, but I don't. But so he would usually be a speaker, and he would be getting a lot of materials ready to give out to them, because he knew that they needed handouts to help them do some of this teaching to their kids, and drills. Dick loved to draw drills. He was always drawing drills. And he ended up meeting different people. Some of those were like Bob O'Connor, Gary Gregas, Mike McMillan, and even Herb Brooks. That was one who we worked a hockey school with. And so he started getting acquainted more with other people who could help him. He had to volunteer to do things for a lot of those people a lot of times. But eventually he got into USA hockey, where he ended up writing a developmental curriculum for kids, like doing videos, teaching about skating, teaching about dry land, training, just anything that you could think of that would make hockey that would make a hockey player a better player. But one thing that was very important to Dick was being a good role model, so that he could have a good influence on those that he worked around. Dick had a servant's heart. If you asked him to do something, he would be there in a minute. If you needed to have a shelf built just so for equipment, Dick was your guy to do that. If you needed somebody to build a deck on your house, Dick was there. If you needed somebody to draw plans for a dry land hockey center, Dick was there. If you needed somebody to help you build a cabin, help you put in your dock, he was there. This was the kind of guy that he was. And a lot of it, for years, I thought Dick was working at hockey, and I sometimes would get a little bit sick of hockey. And now that he's gotten this award, I realize he wasn't working, he was volunteering. That makes me feel a lot better about all the time he was away doing hockey, and that he was making a difference in the world. One thing about Dick is he loved people. And even if you weren't the best player, he didn't care. You probably cared, but when he was teaching you and with you, I want you to remember this. Life isn't about winning. It's about putting a smile on your face for a job well done. And we all know we need a team. We need the players. We need the coaches. We need the managers. We need the people who are going to do the stats. All of those people were important. When Dick would, at the end of the hockey year, Dick would always have a banquet. Everybody got an award. It didn't make any difference if you were the star or if you weren't the star you got. And I remember even this winter, Dick was talking, he goes, boy, that Jimmy Dickey was the best hockey manager I ever had. Jimmy was with Dick in, I think, the late 80s, I'm not even sure, as a manager from 9th grade through 12th grade. I had known Jimmy when I was a first grade teacher, and Jimmy had a heart problem. So needless to say, couldn't do hockey, but he made a difference. So even though you're not the star, you can make a difference. And that's what you do by volunteering. So my granddaughter found this plaque the other day, and I don't know if you can see it, but it says, a coach teaches us, motivates us, inspires us to achieve the impossible. And I know we found this after Dick died, but I really think this speaks of Dick. Dick, the last few years that he did hockey, he worked at Southwest Christian School in Chaska, and it was a program that was just beginning. They needed some help, and his friend Pat Westrom son was the head coach. So Dick and Pat and Ron, somebody I can't remember your name here, were the old guys that had worked with them, and they just had a lot of fun. And that's what we have to remember. We have to make things fun. And Dick wanted a way to reward the kids when they've done something good. So Dick made a sticker. The sticker said, "Wow." Turn it the other way, it's Mom. None of us really know what it really meant. But what it meant was if you did a good job, you got a reward. And this is a picture of Dick that was taken in Branson. We were at, I don't know, some kind of candy store, whatever there. And Dick comes up with these 2 gigantic dum-dums going, "I'm going to buy these for the grandkids." And I'm going, their parents don't like them to have sweets. They're never going to let them eat them. But I did capture this moment. And when you see Dick's face, this is Dick when he was being crazy happy. And this is my favorite picture of Dick now, because this is how he felt about hockey too. And so in closing, as I thank you for volunteering, and I thank you for making a difference in kids' lives, putting a smile on their face. Believe me, our family, and especially our grandkids, Trevor, Abby, Allie, Peyton, and Kobe, are missing their grandpa so much because he was so much fun. Like last year, he decided he would make a zip line in our backyard. I'm going like, what? But Dick liked projects. So I want you to, when you're around someday and you think about Dick, think about like, what would Dick do? Or Emmy, if that's what you call him. And let him give you that little nudge. You might get where you're going. But in closing, we're going to do one thing, and Dick's going to be with us. Wow. You guys have done a great job volunteering. Wow. You were really fabulous this year. USA Hockey, you've created so many opportunities for people to volunteer, for kids to go places with hockey, and to all of Dick's former players, the parents who were with us that got your kids to practice, and all of the coaches he's worked with, all the people who've been at his clinics. Thanks for being there. We were so glad you were there. Wow. Wow. And I hope you take this wow with you. Let's play hockey.